I'm super excited. With me being here for 3 years, this being my senior year, this is what we've lived for. Like the seniors, even the younger guys, but like to me it means that this is the year where you got to lead by example. You got to this is where you're gonna leave your legacy. So it's all about leaving it all on the field and having fun in the process.
Jeff, so much gets made of how good our defensive backfield is. You see them every day in practice. People say they're the strong suit of the team. You might disagree. I don't know. How good are they?
I'm not. Don't y'all tell them this. They're very good. I will give them that. Very technically sound, fundamentally sound. They listen well to the coach. They're coachable. They know how to adapt to change. They learn on the fly. There's many things or many values that I can point out about our defense, and that's what people can say that they're strong suit, but they make our offense a better offense just because we feel like that's the best defense that we see.
If you had a nickel for every time someone's asked how do you replace Brian Bennett question, you would be Rich's could be not how do you replace Brian Bennett, but how do you assess the quarterback play through spring and during volunteer OTAs?
Brian was a tremendous quarterback. He left a great legacy behind him, but what he did that a lot of people probably don't see is that he set the bar high for the upcoming quarterbacks that's coming in now, and to me that's a great thing because you want to exceed expectations. So those guys that are hungry playing behind him want to make a name for themselves, make an identity in this offense. And so I see it every day in the OTAs. This last offseason, everybody's fighting for the position, and it's just cool to just kind of sit back and watch another person want to make such an impact on a group as a whole. So I feel like he did a lot of good doing everything that he did.
He's been pegged as the #1 guy going into fall practice. What does he bring to the table?
He brings many things to the table. He can run. Like I said, he can learn on the fly as well. He knows the playbook. He's a competitor. He likes to do whatever he can to make sure that everybody around him is making themselves better as well. So I would definitely say he's a natural-born leader. He's stepping into the role very well. He's not, nervous or anything, and he's ready to go just like everybody else.
Would you say sometimes you see a little bit of Brian in him because of his mobility and his ability to throw?
I would say it's a different type of swag, but I can definitely see where the mobility can make you think where you can see a little bit of Brian, but their running styles are just a little bit different. And it's cool though because you can kind of tell that he's watched and learned and kind of prepared that into his game to make him the quarterback he wants to be.
As a receiver, what's the process like? When you're working with a quarterback and you're taking those reps with a guy like Brian, you build that chemistry. How do you build it with Deshae?
It's kind of like now I've turned into the veteran. I've learned from Brian. I learned many things and what it does as far as situation types. So now it's something I'm able to pass on to him. So our chemistry picks up a lot faster than it did when me and Brian first met. So it's kind of, it has pros and cons, but the good things about it is that I'm able to say things that I've seen as far as being in this offense that'll help smoothen his transition into our offense a lot easier.
Because Brian's not there, do people overlook the fact that you guys have 8 returning starters on offense?
I would say yeah and no. You got some people that true fans might not overlook it because they know what we have returning. Some people that have just seen us play and noticed that he had a major impact might say yes. But like I said, it's pros and cons to everything. But I would hope they don't overlook the fact that we got some returners coming back to our offense.
Where would you say the strength of the offense lies?
As far as right now, I would say just as a whole is once we get that quarterback position filled in for sure, or when Deshae takes over, then we'll see from there. But right now, I feel like it's a level playing field for somebody to either pick up that role and make an identity for themselves, or we're gonna just keep playing as together we stand as one family.
For a football team offense to be successful, you got to have a running game, and we have a very good running game with X, Sheed, Smoody, Juice. Talk a little bit about those guys and how important they are to setting the pace of getting the ball rolling downhill.
They're very important. In any offense, you want to make sure you have a structured run game. And I think it's cool because, like you said, Smoody, Sheed, Juice, all the guys that we have, it's cool to have the characteristics that they have back there. Not everybody runs the ball the same. You got scat backs, you got a power back, you got speed. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that can fit and make their role something important in the offense, which is what I think we will flourish in this year because we have so many personalities that can work well together. So I'm very excited to see how our running game goes.
One of the things Coach mentioned was this team is even more prepared to handle the target on their back than last year's team because you went through it last year after winning the championship in 2013. what makes you guys more capable of doing that, more mature, more ready for the challenge ahead?
Like you said, we just have people who've been there before. So like I said, it's that veteran experience, knowing like the situations that will be at hand for us this upcoming season. And I just feel like we'll be able to handle it more because we have guys that this offseason have done nothing but dedicated just, passion, blood, sweat, and tears into making sure this is a season that we can remember.